Testing, 1, 2. Hey, Randy, how are you? I can't get the snare drum to sound the way I want. It's such a great snare drum. Okay, good. Thank you, Randy. And thank you. Now, we're going to do something a little different tonight. And by the way, I should have those, a price on the booklets by Monday. And whoever wants to buy them, I'll put them in the mail Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to do a drum pad lesson, and we're going to do a drum set lesson. I've been on page 5, 6, and 7. It sounds like forever, and it's just hard to get off that page because it's so inspirational. Anyway, we're going to start with the stick control book, and we're going to go 2 different things tonight. We're going to work with excuse me, hold on a second. Pages 8 and 9, 10, and 11. So, let's go to, and this is going to be on the drum pad first. And there's a few nice little things here that can help your single strokes, and you're going to see how the Joe Morello's Table of Time relates to this. Now, you have a combination here of eighth notes and eighth note triplets. Hey, Ricardo, how are you? All right, now, what you have, when we do the Table of Time, let's just take a segment from the Table of Time. Let's do 1 measure of eighth notes, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, and then the next measure, eighth note triplets, no accents. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and so now I'm going to play 1 measure of eighth notes and 1 measure of eighth note triplets. Now I'm going to put the metronome on. Let's try it at 60. We'll start off slow so I can loosen up a little bit. Can we hear the tick, guys? There you go. Hey, Ed, how you doing? All right, so you can hear the tick. So now we're just going to play 1 measure of eighth notes, 1 measure of eighth note triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you see how you're doing the eighth notes and eighth note triplets as part of the Table of Time. So we're on page 10 of the stick control book, and I'm not playing this in cut time. What I'm doing, all right, is I'm playing as written notation-wise, no cut time, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We will get to the cut time in a little bit, okay? Now, let's take the first line. Page 10, 8 rather. First line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now notice, I'm sticking high, and my right hand and left hand, I'm trying to make sound the same. So that's why I'm doing it a little slow, and if they're not sounding the same, then I kind of like adjust that and try to make it sound the same. And plus it's a slow tempo, so I'm playing here. Okay, we understand that. Now, it's the right hand, and we're going to up the tempo a little bit. But this time, when we up the tempo, we're going to take it, let's say 100. We're going to take the sticks a little lower. And I try to keep that momentum going, whereas the stick comes right back. As you get faster, that's not going to happen because you don't have time to wait for the stick because of the tempo. All right, so let's try it. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's see, let's try it a little faster. Let's hit maybe 150. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm lower. I can play it here. So on and so forth. Now, you're taking the right hand lead and you're developing the strength on that right side. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the line 2. Line 2 is the left hand side. Let's go back a little bit. I want to hit that at 72. Three, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Here you go. Line 2, left hand lead. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop. Now all these are exercises. Okay. Whoa, look at this. Dylan Connors, how are you? Ricardo and Randy. So there's more people watching, but they're not in the chat. Get in the chat, say hello. Okay, so now, line 1 and line 2. You see how it follows a sequence as page 5? The first line is the right, left, right, left. The second line is left, right, left, left, or right. The third one is right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And then the next one is left, left, right, right. Where I like to spend most of my time with this particular page is line 5. Because with line 5, dispersing the execution from on the right side and the left side, I'm equalizing it. So I spend that the equal amount of time. So we're here at 72. Let me do line 5. It's the single paradiddle. Marco, how are you? Here you go, line 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. It's so easy to get distracted with the computer, the metronome, the lesson, and the thought process of what I'm going to do next. So bear with me. Okay. So now, there's a lot of people watching. All right. Now, that's in the way it's written, 1 and 2 and 3 and the 4 and the. We're going to take it into cut time. Now, this time, the eighth notes become 16ths. So I have the first section, 1, E, and the. Now, instead of eighth note triplets, it's becoming 16th note triplets. 3 and 1 E. So you have 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 and. So I'm taking it to another dimension. So I'm going to bring this down to 60. Hold on. Let's try it at 60. 3, 4, and 1, 2. Number 1, that's 60. All right, it's the same thing, but I'm thinking about it differently. Do we understand how I'm thinking about it? Hey, Joe, how you doing? Do we understand that, gentlemen? And Randy, thank you for your contribution, man. That was very, very nice of you. I sincerely appreciate that. Okay, so now I'm staying on page 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do the whole page. So we did it as written, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we did it in cut time as 1E and 2 and pop. Do we understand that? Do we understand that? Do we understand the 16th note triplet? Because we're going to spend some time. How you doing, Paul? We're going to spend some time on the 16th note triplet. From Stick Control Book, page 5. Okay, now let's just go to page 9. Okay, we're going to hang out. We could hang out with the 5 lines, but there's not enough time to get the whole thing in. But I'm just briefly going over this. Now, when we've done Stick Control Book, page 5, 6, and 7, as written, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, vamp, 1, 2. So on, we put a vamp on it. So now what we're going to do first is play the line as written. We're on page 9, line 1. It's a 4-measure increment. Okay? And we're just going to play the line, and then we're going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it a few times. Oh, how come I get yawning when I do this? Okay, line 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's measure. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop. Now that doesn't sound like too much of anything. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop this guy. Let's try 100, just so I could explain it a little slower. We're going to tag a vamp on the end of this. Now, it's a 4-measure increment, so we're going to vamp for 4 measures. We're not going to use 8th notes. Excuse me. We're not going to use 8th notes for the vamp. We're going to use 8th note triplet single strokes. So I'm going to play the line. And when I get to the last measure, which is the 4th measure, I'm going to tag a 4-measure vamp and go back to the beginning of the line. The 4-measure vamp is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put on the metronome. 3, 4, and 1. Here we go. Everybody understand that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1. We got that, gentlemen? Yes? Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. We'll do the same thing, and we'll do it a few times with the vamp. And once I complete the vamp and I feel loose and good or whatever, I'll have the timer going, and I'll extend the vamp for 3 minutes. So what you're actually doing is you're practicing single strokes in 8th note triplet formation for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Whatever you feel good with, that's what you do. So let's up the tempo somewhat, and you'll hear me just extend it. I'm going to play it a little bit, the line with the vamp, then I'm going to extend the vamp. I'm not going to do it for 2, 3 minutes. 1, 2. Vamp. Vamp. Now, I'm going to extend the vamp for 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not going to do it for 2 or 3 minutes, but you see the sticking heights, they're the same. The right hand and the left hand, okay, sound the same. Now, that's not a very fast tempo. I mean, I could up the tempo, and I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to discourage anybody. But, you know, in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, doing triplets like that every day, you're going to have some outrageous singles. You know, you get these advertisements on Facebook or YouTube or these videos, how to get faster singles in 10 days. Huh. Well, do this for 2 or 3 days, and you're going to feel stronger and faster. And do it for a period of time, you're going to be a monster. Chio. Who's it? How do you, Eros? Ricardo, I need your help with this one. Marcio. Okay, good. Welcome. Now, we're going to do the same thing again, that same line. Now, I'm not going to do the right-hand lead, then the left-hand lead, but we're going to do it in a 16th note formation. That means the 8th notes become 16ths. So, and it's cut time if you want to really think about that. But I don't think of it in cut time. I think of it as 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 and 1 E and the 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now you're going to do 8th note triplets and you're going to do 16th note triplets. Oof, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And, you know, that's only the triplets. Next time we do this, we're going to go from 16th notes to 32nd notes. And then we're going to take some of the formulas as R becomes a grouping of 5. Thank you, Marcio. And maybe 7s and 12s and whatever. And it's great for your timing and tremendous for your hands. So we're going to stay with the 8th note triplet and the 16th note triplet. I'm not going to demonstrate any kind of speed. It's just that I'm demonstrating how to develop speed. There's a big difference here. You know, it's not that this is an instructional platform as opposed to a performance platform. I'm not trying to prove anything because I have nothing to prove. But anyway, everybody here understands the 16th note triplet, correct? Do we understand that? I need a yes or a no, because I don't want to go into the next segment without anybody understanding it. Where did the guy go? Eros. Email me, I'll send you some PDFs, buddy. Here's my email. Yes, you understand them, Joe? Good. Very good. Everybody understands the 16th note triplet. All right. Sim. Joe, what does that mean? Yes? See. Okay. Thank you, Joe. Okay, now, we understand how it works with the vamp, those 2 pages, extending the vamp for 3, 4, 5 minutes. We all understand that. Okay, now, what we're going to do is a drum set application of the 16th note triplets. Okay. Oh, mercy. So, this is not a formula. Yeah, it is a formula, I guess you can call it a formula. We're going to utilize, let me shut this. We're going to utilize our voices, our bass drum, our snare drum. Okay, sorry about that, Joe. All right, we're going to use our bass drum, hi-hat, snare, floor tom-tom, and small tom-tom. But before you approach this, you should hang out on the drum pad and get the triplets going on. The 16th note triplets. I don't want to do it in the 8th note formation because it gets a little confusing. So we're going to, well, not really. It becomes simple. All right, I want to do the 16th note triplet. It's very easy. All you're doing is you're feeling 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you get that going on. Now, we go to page 5. And every time we come to a right, we're going to put an accent on the 16th note triplet. All right? So now, I'm looking at the line. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The sticking is right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, so now, that means I'm going to put a accent on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. So do it on the snare drum first. Then we go to line 2. Now line 2, all the rights are on the ands. So now you're going to play the 16th note triplets or run a 16th note triplets, and every time you come to the and of the count, you're going to nail an accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do we understand that? I'll do, excuse me, one measure line of the first line, the accent on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the second one would be the accent on the ands. On the snare drum, I'm going to do that. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. We understand that, gentlemen. So now, that sounds a little but it's an exercise. So now, we're going to take all right-hand accents and drop them on here. All left-hand accents, drop them on here. So the first line would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. The second guy, all the accents are on the ands, so the left hand's going to be nailing this one. Okay, 1 and 2 and. So on and so forth. So I combine one measure, one measure. 1. We understand that. Well, you like the way I said that, okay. Well, when you get to 16th note triplets, you know, if you're counting it, I mean, I'm counting it, but I'm still feeling it. You know, 1, that was a 7-stroke rough. They call it a single 7 now. 1 and 2. Okay. Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're going from right-hand accents on the floor tom-tom, left-hand accents on this guy. Okay, now let's go to line number 3. The sticking pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's telling me, as I'm using this as the reference, on the 1 and, and the 3 end is going to be accented. So now I have 1 and 2 and. I'll do it a little slower. 1 and 2. I'm sorry. 1 and 2. All right, line 3, 4 rather, it's on 2 and 4 end. So you have 1 and 2. Okay, line 5, the accent's on the 1, the 2 and the end of 3. I'll do it slow. 1 and 1 and 2. Let me take the snares off. There you go. Line 5. We understand that, everyone? Any questions on that one? And Ricardo, I'm going to send you a PDF. It's part of the book. I'm going to send everybody a PDF. So Eros, is that you still here? Email me, and I will send you the PDF. How's that sound, guys? It's part of the book, the symbol pattern that I'm going to use for that. It's actually page 11 of the Chaffee book, how it's broken down like 1, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. So I'll send that out to you sometime before. I don't know if it's going to be before the lesson of tomorrow evening. Today's only Tuesday. I've been working on that book endlessly. Okay? Any questions about this lesson tonight? We'll review it tomorrow evening. All right? We'll develop some endurance. We'll play it a little faster. And we'll hit up on the 8th note and the 16th and 32nd. How's that sound, guys? Ricardo, I don't know if you're communicating with Marcio, but if you could communicate with him, have him email me so I have his email on file and I could send him PDFs. Can you please do that for me if it's possible that you... Yeah, well, it's not really, I have to be careful with this because, I'm incorporating ideas from the Stick Control book and from Chaffee. I thought both were incredible instructors, great drummers, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes here with copyright infringement because the way I'm writing it out, it doesn't exist in any book. Okay? Anybody have any questions about this evening? Because I have to cut it. There you go. Ricardo, ask him to email me. Thank you, Ricardo. That's very nice of you. What do we got here? Why do they do that? No, it's 1001. That's it. Thank you. Uh, I'm trying to still learn the drumming language. I know a little Spanish, a little Portuguese, a lot of Italian, right, Mr. Joe? Okay, thank you. He says, okay. So this way he'll be on my mailing list and he can be part of this. He's missing out on all the PDFs. Paul, you still there? Ed, you still there? Okay. Thank you, Ricardo. The PDFs are not in Portuguese. Randy, you still here? Okay. Till tomorrow evening, gentlemen. Thank you, Joe. Then I can copy and paste it here. Thank you so very much, guys. You're very helpful. I feel so bad that there's so many drummers in this world that want to learn, and it's just a language difference here. You know, they want to learn the music language, the drumming language, and unfortunately, I don't speak their languages. There should be an interpreter, or I mean, an interpretation. All right, let me see if I can copy and paste that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, I copied it. I'll try to send it to him email. I'll email him. You're welcome, Paul. And again, Randy, thank you so much for your contribution. And any other contributions would be accepted. Thank you, gentlemen. See you tomorrow evening. Oh, come on. What's wrong?